whatever life is. So we need to understand life. As an idealist, cosmopsychist, you could say, I think there is only one mind in nature. If we postulate multiple fundamentally distinct minds, we run into all kinds of problems, not the least of which is the interaction problem. It is a shit show. So you avoid all that by starting with, okay, one field of subjectivity in the universe. That's the only thing that exists. Everything else is what mental processes in this one field of subjectivity look like from the perspective of other mental processes in it. But then the immediate criticism is, well, my inner life is not universal. I don't know what you are thinking about, what you're feeling. I don't know what's happening in the galaxy of Andromeda. My mind seems to be very defined and localized in space and separate from all the rest. Well, you can reconcile that with there being only one mind, because we know from psychology, from the phenomenon or the condition called dissociation, especially extreme forms of dissociation like dissociative identity disorder, in which what was originally one mental space apparently fragments itself into multiple disjoint centers of awareness. We know this happens. We know it empirically. We know it clinically.
They can also have distinct physiological states as well, which is fascinating.
Body is the appearance of mental processes. So dissociated mental processes that differentiate from each other will lead to different appearances. And also, I'm not surprised by the hypothesis that I put forward is that what we call life, biology, is the appearance of a dissociative process in this one field of subjectivity. And the boundary of the dissociation appears as the skin, the eardrums, the retinas, the outer surface of our body. And that's why we think we are separate from the rest, because what we think of as ourselves is a mental process dissociated from the other mental processes that are unfolding in our immediate cognitive neighborhood, because there is a dissociative boundary in between. Life is what dissociation looks like. So what is that? It's the end of the dissociation. It's the immediate implication of this account of life is that death is the end of the dissociation. And if that is true, then death is precisely the opposite of what physicalism would say. Physicalism would say death is the end of consciousness, it's the end of your inner life. Analytic idealism, cosmopsychism, as I interpret it, would say death is the end of the dissociation. Therefore, it's an unfathomable growth of your inner life because you reconnect with your cognitive neighborhood. So you become many times more than you thought you were. Think of it as what happens when you wake up from a dream. A dream is a dissociative state. When we are dreaming, we identify with our dream avatar, not with the rest of the dream, even though we are the whole thing. We are doing the entire thing. Right? When we wake up, our dream avatar dies. It's toast. It's the end of your dream avatar. But what happens from your first-person perspective? Why are you dreaming? Your mental inner life is small. It's constrained by the circumstances of the dream. That dissociative state we call dreaming ends because you woke up. You still remember your dream. You didn't lose that. But now you know much more. You went back to a much broader state of mind, meaning your entire life, your past, your present, your entire world, not just the dream. I submit to you that death should be very analogous to that as experienced from a first-person perspective. It's probably a mind-boggling enlargement of our field of awareness because it's the end of a dissociation. And the best model we have for death today are psychedelics, because we know now that their effect is to reduce brain activity. They don't light up your brain like a Christmas tree, like we used to think until 2012. They actually suppress brain activity. What is death? Well, it's the ultimate suppression of brain activity. So if you take psychedelics to be the best model we have for the experience of death, the dissolution and the tremendous expansion of awareness during a psychedelic trip probably only gives us minor taste of what the experience of death is, which is the cessation of the dissociation, not just a weakening of the dissociative boundary, which is what I think psychedelics do, but a complete cessation of the dissociation. If you ask me, am I afraid of it? You bet I am. I'm bloody terrified of it. It was much better to think that death is the end of it because there is nobody there to be afraid, to experience surprise, horror,